And now it's time for Houston's hottest relationship advice talk show, Love in Black with Tory and Teri. This show is sponsored in part by Gracie's on Kirby in Houston, Texas, and the Carrabba's Family Restaurants. And now your hosts, Tory and Teri.
Hey, and welcome back to another episode of Love in Black with Tory and Teri.
Hey there, everybody. How's it going? How you guys doing? In light of this pandemic, we really hope that you're staying safe in these unpredictable times we're living in. And on a positive note, we're really happy you're here with us.
Yeah, we appreciate and are grateful for you. So as we take our hats off to you for your consistent encouragement, we literally have thousands of listeners and viewers who love showing their support and work that we bring to them.
It's crazy. I mean, it's such an honor. It's like a wow moment. It's an honor. And, you know, with that, we want to share some amazing news that we have. My husband, Tory, and I were selected and received an award. It's a prestigious award, I have to add. It's the VIP MLK Community Award. And that's not all. That was in addition to being appointed 2022 Grand Co-Marshals of the MLK Parade. We traveled, check this out, in a horse-drawn carriage amongst other recipients leading the inaugural parade. We are not only ecstatic, but we are graciously humbled by the phenomenal opportunity to live the dream that Dr. Martin Luther King.
Dr. Martin Luther King.
Dr. Martin Luther King declared and decreed over us. We really are.
Yeah, and to that end, we'd like to extend a warm show of appreciation to SGA TV and the entire 2022 MLK Parade Committee who worked tirelessly to bring you the very best of the best. In memory of Dr. Martin Luther King, and from the bottom of our hearts, we do thank you.
Yeah, just a beautiful weekend altogether. So, let's switch. We also want to take this time because we always have to give love. You know, we give love shout outs to our sponsors, which is Gracie's Restaurant, Valencia Couture, Armor of God Boutique, Black Christian Influencers, and our newest Gold Coast Jewelers. I think I botched their name last time, so forgive me. It's Gold Coast Jewelers. You can find them on our social media handles at Love in Black with Tory and Teri.
And remember to be a sponsor, advertise, guest, or even send in a letter or a topic. All you got to do is go to our website or actually email us at loveandblack1@gmail.com. You know, today, baby, we are talking about interrelating with stepchildren, or as we fondly like to call them, bonus children.
We call them that, yeah. I don't like the stepchildren.
Yeah. And for those of you guys that out there that can speak to this, you know it can either be a blessing or a nightmare, because it's some bad A kids out here. It is. So today we're going to talk about the nightmares that some people go through with their stepchildren and how to deal with them.
You know what, though? The good thing is I'm glad that we don't have that problem, especially with 6.
Yeah.
Everybody's really cool.
Well, our kids were all grown when we got married.
No, they weren't all grown.
Not the last two.
No. Yeah, the last 2 weren't. And they got along like 2 peas in a pod. That was cool. That was really good. Yeah. So it's a process. It's a process.
Yeah.
I'm going to tell you about it.
So, yeah, like she said, we're going to tell you about it right after this break here, okay?
Don't go away.
Hey, what's up, family? This is KG Smooth, and you're listening to Love in Black with Tory and Teri right here on Praise 92.1.
Hey, I think we need to talk.
Whenever you say we need to talk, it's always something about me.
No, it's about us.
Here we go again. Same-ish, different day.
All right then. Are you having trouble communicating? I Forever Will Christian Marriage Counseling has helped many couples overcome these challenges and many others. Contact us today at iforeverwill.com or call us at 346-349-6441. And now, back to Houston's hottest relationship advice talk show, Love in Black with Tory and Teri. This episode of Love in Black with Tory and Teri is brought to you by Gracie's Restaurant on Kirby Drive and the Carrabba's Family of Restaurants. If you would like to be a guest, sponsor, or advertise, contact us at info@loveandblackwithtoryandterry.com.
Hey, and we're back. Hey, you know, before the break, we were talking about interrelating with stepchildren. For me, the first thing that comes to mind is the question, just because we fall in love with our partner or our soon-to-be spouse, are we automatically supposed to love and honor their children?
No, but you know what we should do? I'll tell you this. I really believe.
Well, hold on. Before you said no.
Because I'm ready.
So,
we can't automatically do it. It's something that's got to be organic, right?
It has to be organic, I know. But I remember distinctly back in the day, women used to always say, love me, love my child.
Well, yeah, that's true. Because remember, they're still growing. They haven't reached the maturation that we're at. But my point is this, and there's still adults that still need some work, and y'all know what I'm talking about. That's why you with somebody else, because that other one didn't work out. But anyway, back to what I'm saying. But when it comes to children, I think we need to be forgiving. But there are some, there is the term train up a child in the way they should go. Everybody didn't get that.
Yeah. And then, in today's society, we're dealing with baby mama drama and all, and you better not talk to my kids any kind of way, or don't talk to them at all. It's like, hold on, what goes on in your house is happening in your house. This is our house, and we have rules, we have boundaries and things like that we are adhering to. So, with my wife and I being counselors, we talk to a lot of different families, and this comes up more often than you think.
Yeah.
And in saying that, we're looking at the dynamics of the family, And this letter that we got, we're going to read a little later here, it's a trip. And so I'm gonna give you a little spoiler alert. Look, my stepchildren don't like me, and I don't like them.
Oh, Lord.
That's the spoiler alert.
We're gonna going in, but you do need the fundamentals of how to do this.
So
definitely.
While there are some families that just like ours, we're a blended family. I sat down with with our daughters, and that's another thing too. We have never ever said, and we don't, and this is something that my wife and I done ever since we've been day one. We never say step anything.
They're ours.
Yeah, they're ours because
yours, mine, ours.
Because we're still raising them.
Absolutely. We're still their parents, and we will be, and we're a blended family. That means we are family.
Exactly. So while we didn't have an issue with the transition, and we still had two, school-age children when we were married, and that had to finish school and start college and all. So we didn't have an issue at all. But there are so many couples out there that one parent can't say anything to the other kids, or the child lives with the mother, but comes with on the weekend or whatever, and then they change the whole dynamic of the household, and everybody's mad or whatever. Or we do have some couples, everything's great. Kids get along great, especially those I noticed where the children are closely related in age, right? Mm-hmm. So they get along great.
Yeah, like playmates, yeah.
But then the other ones that we notice they get along great are those children that are maybe younger and then have an older bonus sibling. Right. So they've always wanted a bigger brother or a bigger sister. Always wanted a little sister. Yeah. So it works out. Those get along. But those other ones, oh my God, we encounter a lot of issues. So what my wife and I decided to do today was just kind of break it down, looking at some of the challenges and issues, because it's easy to say, these families are great, then we wouldn't have a show. Right. But the thing is
or a practice.
Let's look at some of the issues and challenges that some of, I don't even want to say just our counselees face, but just challenges in blended families in general. And the first one is always about communication.
Always. You got to be on the same page. You have to be on the same page. And I think if the adults really work at being on the same page, then it's easy to get the buy-in of the kids. Mm-hmm. I think it is, because you're showing that harmony.
Because kids will play you.
Well, they will. They will
definitely
play you.
But
we also say, too, is that your marriage is your child's classroom. So how you're amicably...
Hold on. Wait a minute. That's so important.
Yeah, it is. Okay, so, you don't want to graze over. I mean, we say it often, so I thought people might get sick of hearing that.
No. Your marriage is your child's classroom, so you have to set the tone.
So, now check it out. I was just thinking. With that being said, whatever relationship was prior that has all that combat, now you're getting into this new happy love affair. They're bringing that.
Without counseling, we talk about family therapy, without any of that.
They can bring the baggage too, y'all. Yeah. Our baggage is our baggage.
So not only you come with your backpack and
they got
your
theirs.
duffel bag.
And it's got your stuff in it.
They got, exactly. Yeah. Well, my mama ain't do it like this.
Right. Yeah. You know, and you not
daddy
my mama.
girlfriend ain't do it like this. Yeah. That's a smackdown moment right there.
Yeah.
You ain't my mama. You ain't my daddy.
Right. Yeah. So
anyway,
no, see that I don't necessarily believe in that. I do think you can work it out without the smacking. I do believe a little pop in the mouth.
Scripture says, "Do not spare the rod. Spare the rod, spoil the child."
You have to let them know. You do, but there
says.
is a way to do everything, and that's what we're talking about today.
Yeah.
So keep going, honey. What else you got?
In relation to communication as well, we have to talk about setting boundaries and expectations.
Absolutely.
And all. So again, family therapy covers a lot of this.
It does.
But most people don't go that route.
They don't think to.
They just bring hey, these are my kids.
Well, they think of couples counseling. They think of counseling in bad situations.
Yeah.
They don't think of counseling in terms of, right.
Yeah.
It's, exactly. Preventative, just like you go to the dentist or anything else, right? You get your checkups and things, but it's check-ins.
Check-ins.
And I really believe for blended families coming together, that's something that you want to do. Also, too, if you're talking to your mate's child or there's an issue with your mate's child, you need the backup of your mate.
Yeah.
And so it can't just be like, I don't know, y'all work it out, hands off kind of thing. It's like, no, you need your mate to endorse you to that child.
And
hey, you're not
all
going
this
to talk to
starts
them
in
like
that
this.
communication process, though. Yeah.
Yeah,
You
absolutely.
need to have a sit-down meeting with you two first to find out, okay.
What? Yeah.
Little Johnny got this particular issue. Little
right.
Susie don't like to be
Thank you.
talked to like this.
Oh, my God.
Y'all
I was
need to
thinking
talk
about
about it first.
I was thinking
and
about
then
that.
have a family meeting.
You know what? I'm so glad you said it. I know we're stepping on each other's toes. This is how we talk and communicate, you guys, because we get excited. But this is the thing I was thinking. A lot of times, in coming into these blended families, right? They want to present their best child. It's just like they did when they were dating. They want to bring their best for who they are, and that's whole image thing. Be willing to tell your spouse, hey, mine gets sent to the office a lot.
Yeah.
Tell
Let
them
know.
so that they know what to expect.
Hey,
all of that.
I got a little Chucky over here.
Yeah.
And he might bite you in the ankle
This
or
one
whatever.
sits on timeout a lot more than this one. Share these things so that your mate is not blindsided by these behaviors.
Yeah, but that mate also doesn't want to have any biases toward that child.
No, but if you're an
I'm just
adult.
saying. No. I'm just saying. Because that's an automatic thing. It's like, okay, well, I'm gonna have to get with him more often than whatever.
But you know what? Sometimes that breakup of whatever with their mama or their daddy may have brought that behavior on. That's why we have to be really kinder and gentler, to these children.
Speaking of other mates, the next challenge I want to bring up is the bio parent. Right.
Oh, yeah.
That's a huge issue. And you heard me joking earlier talking about baby mama and all, but that's the term that they're using.
They exist.
Yeah. Or
that mentality of a baby mama that we all have, that we hear, that's negative.
But the term is the child's mother or the child's father.
Exactly.
Yeah. So, but the thing is to get them on the same page. Because believe it or not, and depending on how young or old the child is, that person's part of your family too. So you're talking shared birthdays, you're talking calls in the middle of the night, hey, little Johnny's sick, I need for you to meet us at ER or whatever.
Sure.
Whatever the case is.
Right.
You guys have to establish a relationship.
You're a village. You're that child's village.
Exactly. And again, think about how you guys got together. If you broke up with such and such to get with your main squeeze now, and that's a
whole nother show.
That's a whole nother show. But what I'm saying is, people don't think about that stuff. They do these things, and who's the victim?
Right.
The children.
No, absolutely. And even though I kind of chuckled at that, we watch reality TV, we all see that kind of stuff.
We got reality clients.
Yeah,
so
exactly. No, but it is reality. That's the thing. It is reality.
Exactly.
But that's what we're here for, and it's to tell you that there's a way to do everything, and it's about how you go about these things, and we're here to equip you and give you the tools.
Yeah. And I think we have a lot of challenges and issues that we encounter, but I think we kind of just narrowed it down to 3. And I think our next big challenge is showing the kids individual attention. You want to come in, especially if if your mate has 2 or 3 or let's just say multiple children.
Sure.
How do you love everyone and your children too? because there's going to be jealousies going on. There's going to be different attitudes. And like you said, bringing things in from previous relationships because, you ain't my daddy, you can't tell me what to do or whatever. All that stuff coming into the mix.
It's a lot to think about, especially, like us, so we each had 3. Mm-hmm. So we knew how to, manage our children. But what if one has 1? And they're coming into this with, there's 4 others, which is going to be a family of 5 children. It's like, I only knew how to parent an only child. I don't know how to. Exactly. So, one of the things that I really like to offer those parents that have that situation, don't be so quick to speak, observe. Learn each child, because you don't love every child the same.
Nope.
We do not love each, because they don't require the same. No. And so observe these children and learn their personalities, learn their love language that you can just see.
I was just about to say that.
Yeah.
Our counselees, that's one of the first things that we do is teach them how to respond to each other in their own love languages, right? So teach them how to love each other in the other person's love language. You have to do the same thing with your children. And the children don't really have to
take. They grow up to be us. They're adults.
But the children really don't have to take the love language test because you can tell if you have a child that's really needy or one that needs words of affirmation. But you have to do this all the time. One thing that my wife did with our younger kids when we, I know, right? When they wake up in the morning, my wife always had, and whatever their favorite color was, these Post-it notes, and she would put it on their door or on their mirror in their bedroom or in the bathroom where they can see it. Wherever they can see it, she would put some words of affirmation because that was both of their love language.
Yeah.
Words of affirmation.
And you know what? It was just a love thing for me. I didn't even know it was their love language or not. It was just bought a bunch of, how the Post-its come in different colors. And it's like, which one you like? Pick a color. They didn't know what it was going to be for. And then I write out, you're going to kill this test today. You're going to ace it. Mm-hmm. Or, somebody's sad about something. Maybe somebody's been, kind of beefing with their friend. It's all going to work out. Yep. Have a great day. You can, all of this. And so you put it on their door, and when they open it to leave for school or, go to brush their teeth, and where it's like, and like I think you guys have heard me say before, I used to put notes in my husband's luggage when he would have to, go on business trips and all. So those things.
You always heard me say, good thing she was never mad at me because I never needed a gun in my
it's not gonna happen.
in my bag or something.
No, I'll just wait.
TSA saying, "Can you come here, sir?"
But anyway,
are you a cop? No. What's this?
No, don't digress. Okay. But anyway. But we want to. The thing is that we have to be really, really careful. And mind you, we have to really listen for cues. But we also need to coach. So being a good coach, think in terms of how you've had coaching moments. Think back to the years when you were younger and what you needed, those actual age points at 7, at 8, at 15. Yep. What would have, really worked for you or what did work for you? And start to kind of implement those things in your way if you can.
Exactly. Hey, we gave you guys some quick tips on, how we counsel our counselees in this particular situation. But we're going to take a short break, and then we're going to come back with our letter of the day. How about that?
Hey, I think we need to talk.
Whenever you say we need to talk, it's always something about me.
No, it's about us.
Here we go again. Same-ish, different day.
All right then. Are you having trouble communicating? I Forever Will Christian Marriage Counseling has helped many couples overcome these challenges and many others. Contact us today at iforeverwill.com or call us at 346-349-6441.
And welcome back to Loving Black with Tory and Teri. Hey, I know you guys heard the commercial just now. So my wife and I are marriage counselors. And if you guys need counseling, whether it be individual, marital, relationship, or family counseling, just hit us up at our website, iforeverwill.com. Hey, look, we're going to go right into the letter of the day. And again, like I had said, the spoiler alert, they don't like me, and I sure don't like them. Right?
Here we go. This may be a little uncomfortable. For those who get triggered, we apologize in advance.
All right. Letter of the day. Dear Tory and Teri, I remarried 2 years ago, and I have 3 children from my previous marriage. My husband, on the other hand, has 4 children from 2 previous relationships, and they all live with us. Although he adores my kids, I don't like his children at all. And these are in like exclamation points. His children control him, and he makes excuses for their entitled behavior. He seems to suffer from selective amnesia when it comes to them. He's dismissive when I tell them how disrespectful they are to me. He deflects, and they are self-absorbed and act entitled. I'm not saying my kids are angels, but they were taught to be respectful to others and know right from wrong. My husband's kids are the complete opposite. This is terrible to say, but if I could blink my eyes and they disappear, I wouldn't give it a second thought because they don't like me and I don't like them. Anyway, I love my husband, but I can't take any more of these shenanigans. Can you please give me some advice on how to handle this situation with our family? I think we gave you guys, you some important advice, but we'll talk about this letter for a second. With this, with your comments here, you are the adult. I don't care how the kids are acting. You are still the adult. You have to take control of that situation. You have to be the one to have that come to Jesus moment with your husband and communicate with him what's going on. Write a list if you have to. Do what you have to do, but have that meeting with him and then have the kids sit down and meet with them as well. And don't just have a meeting with them where you're doing a lecture. Let them be included, right?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. I'm looking at all this now. I'm just writing like up a storm.
What you got? That's all I got for the letter.
Well, this is the thing. Let's give them a little statistic right quick. The U.S. National Step Family Resource Center says it can take a minimum of 4 years for step kids and step parents to feel comfortable with one another. So it's completely normal to not feel that instant love, connection. It's awkward, right? With that being said, take that into account. I have a couple of questions when it comes to her, and it's simply because she stated, because I was trying to find the real root of the problem, and the thing is that she stated that he, she doesn't like him, and that he adores hers, okay, and that he makes excuses for these children, their entitled behavior. My thing is, you never really said what it was except the fact that, they have influence over him. How is this relating to you? We don't know their ages, so we don't know in terms of if it's stealing her thunder.
I think she thinks that they're getting away with murder, basically.
They're probably getting by, yeah. And so then you got to have a talk with him.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know what the dynamic looks like with your children with them, but I didn't hear any problems with them. So
she said they aren't angels, but they do their stuff.
Right.
But
there was nothing highlighted there. So let's just assume, no news is good news, right? So I think that it's more so speaking to your new husband on how to get on the same page. That's 7 children. Y'all 9 total.
Yeah.
That's a lot of folks that's all still at home.
That's a lot of eggs. Boy.
Yeah, that's a lot of sandwiches. That's a lot of dinner plates. That's a lot, a lot of
dishes,
forks. Yeah. So socks. So those things, when it comes to coming together and really trying to come on one accord.
One of the
family huddles.
One of the first things we do when we talk to families about their dynamics is we take it back. Hey, what was your onboarding process with them? Because if you didn't take time or show interest in them in the beginning during the dating phases, why should they like you now?
Yeah.
What's different?
Yeah.
Right?
No, and you're right. And I mean, the onboarding process, I had stated before, like the counseling. I think that that's a great thing, is to get the counseling. My husband had said it too, the counseling to bring them together. But even family huddles, get with the family huddles where it could be, because the way you can bond with these children outside of your husband to start creating your own relationship with them when it's surrounding maybe a birthday, surprise birthday for him. Get the kids together. Hey, let's figure out a way. Wanted to call you guys together, get your ideas on blah, 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 blah. Even if it relates to praying for a family member, starting to introduce that at the same time, but it's also a huddle, or even for a pet, your family pet. But I mean, these are things you can bring in. The huddle is good. Make sure that you keep your perspective of these kids as pure as possible. Try to just be non-judgmental.
And, I've said it a few different times already. Family counseling is important, especially with a large family like yours.
Yeah,
I'm talking to the letter writer. It's huge. Also, whether you're the man or the woman, right? Date the children while you're dating, your potential mate, because they have to get to know you. Steve Harvey says something on the show, Think Like a Man. It really made sense, right? bring the kid in the process early, because so many people don't bring, their dates or whoever it is around their children, but
Get well into it.
yeah, get well into it and know that they're serious about this person. So what if they like the person, but the kid doesn't? So you don't want to go through that situation, all right? So you need to date them. You need to take time, and do your background checks and everything like that. But, when you say, hey, I want to take you guys out somewhere today, so you guys can get to know me, all right? Mommy's going to stay home, or, your dad's going to stay home. It's just us. What do you guys want to do?
Yeah.
Find out what their interests are. Take interest in them.
Yeah.
And don't just make it, for that particular time. You have to be consistent with it. You have to be consistent.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's just, it's stepping into your new role. And again, I've already said, keeping your idea of where you were at that age.
Yeah.
Try to go there. Try to recall, as well as, come up
Not
with
just where you were. Think about their past. Remember, and
well,
you
that's
said
what I'm
it at
saying.
first.
Things that they had gone through. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Even if you can, kind of come in. I'm hoping that it's not a ugly situation where you can come into agreement with their parent. The bio mom, bio dad, or whatever. And then also, lastly, this is really huge. Try to have a family night where you all come up with your core values together. Like us, this is the Smiths. We're the Smiths. This is the Smith way. In this family, we do this. You've seen those type of pictures before. This family, we hug, we say we're sorry, blah, blah. Let them have a buy-in to that of what they'd like to also incorporate.
And how about this? Incorporate eating dinner as a family.
Oh, yeah.
Praying together,
Family that
unplugged.
prays together.
No phones, no televisions or anything. Just dinner together, same time, every day.
And
right?
the praying, like I said, the
And the
praying.
praying.
So you're going to
Have
pray
to
at dinner.
pray.
You're going to
Yeah.
say grace.
Yeah.
Family that prays together.
I
stays
was
together.
alluding to this. Realize what your child has been going through. My wife mentioned earlier in the show that they may have traumas or things from the previous relationship. You need to find out all their history.
All of it.
All their relationships,
Good, bad, and ugly.
trauma, or whatever it is. Find this out in advance. Find out what their dynamics are with their bio parent. You don't want to be like their bio parent, but you need to know what those dynamics are.
Absolutely.
You need to find out, hey, is he going to tell everything that's happening on here back to his mom? That stuff needs to come up. My last 2 points on this is inclusion. Onboarding them as a family. Include them. And I mentioned it before. Get their buy-in.
Yeah. Game
And then-
nights, all that stuff.
And then the last thing is, my wife said about the huddle, establish ground rules for the family right then and there. And with those ground rules, what are the boundaries?
Yes.
This will happen if this doesn't get done. Set those boundaries with those relationships, right?
No fighting, whatever the case may be.
Exactly.
Yeah. We can go on and on. This is
yeah.
a big subject, and I think we should revisit it at some point.
You got any closing?
I do have a closing, and that is what I always say, and I'm going to say it at the end. But I always say, make love, not war. And this is the same situation. You've got to love these children and find a way to make it work. But communicate with your spouse on the best thing that you guys can come up with that'll work for you. Not every house looks the same.
And for me, blending families isn't like blending your favorite smoothie. You got all the ingredients for a great family, but you just can't put everything in there and without structure and vision. So you have to have a plan. Before getting married, like I said at first, just think about all the challenges and potential issues that your new family dynamic may bring, and create an onboarding process and a plan. Seek God and family counseling to help you navigate this to make it a smooth process.
Listen, that's it. We hope that you would tell others to view this episode on our YouTube channel, which is Love and Black with Tory and Teri. Don't forget to contact us for marital, relationship, and individual counseling at iforeverwill.com. We'll see you next week right here on Praise. Make love, not war.
This episode of Love and Black with Tory and Teri is brought to you by Gracie's Restaurant on Kirby Drive and the Carrabba's family of restaurants. If you would like to be a guest, sponsor, or advertise, contact us at info@loveandblackwithtoriandterry.com.